Welcome to the Tech Titans and PineApples podcast. This is a South African podcast about anything tech. It was built because I feel like the tech industry in SA we don't have a tech podcast where pretty much we talk about tech and pretty much what happens weekly in relation to tech in a South African context, or like how it affects or how it improve the South African market. Um, and yeah, this is the podcast, and this is a young Yana Trio on the podcast. We'll be having like guests, and there'll be more team members, so pretty much we'll be having discussions. And from the looks of things, it probably will be recorded in like a Zoom session because we're still starting out the early stages. So Zoom is pretty much the best way to go about it for now because people will be in different locations. I've kind of seen other podcasts where they do it like that, where they're on a Zoom session and it's being recorded and they're just discussing things. Um, so I figured that's another dope concept and it simplifies things with like editing and all that. So no need to edit. Only thing we probably will do is what's this? Probably add an intro, little music there and there. And yeah, pretty much that's really what it is. And this is just a young year trailer. So type of things we're gonna be touching on. Well, let me just base it on like maybe young topic for the week. Vision Pros, Apple Vision Pros. How fascinating is that, or like what's the fuss there? And also, since it's only in America right now, is it necessary, or it's just another VR tool similar to all the other VR tools that exist? But from the looks of things, the Apple community seems like they like it. I mean, a lot of Apple users, they tend to gravitate towards it because of the usability. And one thing I can say about Apple that I've kind of noticed is like their way of like selling a lifestyle of something instead of just a product. Because I feel like there are other VRs that are way better than the Apple VR, and they probably have like a lot of developments. Since I noticed it doesn't play video games, and I've seen one by Mark Zuckerberg where we were saying that like theirs is way better. It can play video games. It's more interactive. It's pretty much more advanced. But Apple's uh, the thing is about Apple, the way they market it is like a lot of developers they're so involved in it. A lot of designers, like UI designers, they're so involved with it. Like they wanna create these like I don't know. It's like pretty much they wanna code in it. That's what I've noticed. Cause the approach, the way Apple came with it, they didn't want to make it look like it's another VR where you just put on and you go into virtual world. It's more of like it's your Mac but like virtual. So that's their marketing ploy. So they didn't really approach it in a sense of like gaming and all these things. It's actually a Mac, but what's this? Virtually, and like pretty much you can increase all your windows and um your screens that you're looking at. You can pretty much increase them and have them like yeah, pretty much in front of your face and enlarged, which is pretty much interesting for a lot of developers because now your keyboard is gonna be virtual. So that's fascinating. But my more touch on it is like in a South African context. The price tag, is that a issue? Like how many people will be able to afford that? And another issue with Apple that I have is this exclusivity thing, and iStore also being they're crazy with the markups. I remember this past weekend I visited this other Kuwaiti Bri, and I was with these other guys. Like they say they travel like they're from America actually. So they were telling me like the way iStore has markups in your country is ridiculous. Like he usually like does this thing where he goes to America, he buys MacBooks, and then when he buys MacBooks that side, he brings them this side, and then let's say maybe people like I don't know, tell him like, yo, can you come back with a MacBook for me? And then he just buys them and then brings them this side and then he just sells it to you. And like the last version for one, like let's say maybe a Pro Max or whatever, like 1 terabyte and whatnot, like their prices are pretty much way reasonable. Let's say maybe you can get it for like, I don't know, to be realistic, let's say maybe 5K. I mean, not 5K, what's this? 50,000. And like here it's probably like 120. And he sells it to you at that price range. As long as he knows you, it's like, I'll get it for you, then you're just gonna give me the money when I come back. So I'm thinking along the lines of that, like with Apple, this exclusivity thing, I wonder why they like to be so expensive. Because from what I've noticed, it's the elite that gets to use these products, not a lot of like I don't know, everyday users have like actual Apple products. I mean, the iPhone, I can see it's growing, but the side of like computers, they are not really like targeting or like what's this getting the market. Not sure if with the Vision Pro will that work. I feel like it's gonna be for experimenting and whatnot. It's not gonna be what's this way they're gonna be like just everywhere. It's just gonna be for the companies who afford them, and it's pretty much gonna be for usage, like just for, I don't know, testing products and whatnot. But I don't think everyone is gonna have them, because that's like what, $3,500. Do you know how much that is in rent? Like imagine that, plus the export rates and all that. Is that ideal? Will that work? Will that, like, that's the issue. And also I can have another question, like, will Apple's sustain this thing of exclusivity in the long run? I see they're selling a lifestyle, but I sense it might affect them in the long run, because I see them releasing like all these like I feel it's also getting played out, this exclusivity thing of theirs, where they're just releasing a new iPhone every, I don't know, pretty much every 2 years, if not a year and a half. And people are starting to catch on and started to see like, I don't need to upgrade, because I'm just seeing the same thing over and over again. Hence I'm saying with the Vision Pro, that's another tricky part. Like that price tag, already Americans are complaining, so imagine the rest of the world. And in a South African context, will it work? That's my question. And how many iOS developers exist out here? The reason why they are less is because Apple is expensive. That's the issue. And I kind of sense what they're going through is kind of being like BlackBerry right now. It's starting to be a bit more like, okay, we can just see there's nothing new being sold here. It's just the same thing over and over, but at a more expensive price. Remember BlackBerry, like where they just had the QWERTY keyboard phones, but they were pretty much the same phone. They did the same thing, just that the other one is a bit more expensive, and now no, just look better or bigger with a bigger price tag. Yes, but anyway, let me not really comment on that. It's just a thing on my thoughts. And I feel like Android or the Googles and your Facebooks, they keep on innovating left and right. Like innovation is going on there. We take them for granted because we overlook them, but what keeps the company going is innovation and development. And it seems like on Apple side, Lord, it's like, I don't know, it's like this one pony trick that keeps on happening. But anyway, that's a bit of my take, and this is the trailer. And maybe when there's more casts and people to discuss with, we'll have more dialogue into this, and someone will interject and have more views on this. And we look forward to like growing this. Maybe one of these days create merch, even host events. Where pretty much it's gonna be a community of developers. And yeah, South African developers in general. Might even touch on the world, who knows? Maybe just started somewhere. But yeah, this is pretty much the trailer. I went on for 10 minutes. It was going to be 5. But yeah, that's the Tech Titans and PineApples podcast. Thank you, and have a great day.